The villa had strange rules. When guests entered, they had to neatly arrange their shoes. At that moment, the butler led the two guests into a room, served them tea, and then left. It turned out that this villa was a test from the mountain god. If you successfully passed, you would not only earn the villa but also become the wealthiest person in the country. The challenge was to demonstrate a high level of etiquette. But so far, only one person has successfully completed it. Rohan immediately felt that the tea was part of some scheme, so he suggested to Izumi that she look up the proper way to drink it on her phone. But Izumi didn't believe it. She simply picked up the tea and drank it. Just then, the butler suddenly entered and announced that their test was over. Confused, the two of them asked what was going on. The butler explained that Izumi had violated the etiquette standards 3 times. First, she stepped on the crossline of the tatami mat when entering. Second, she sat in the seat reserved for the master. Third, her tea drinking posture was extremely improper. Izumi was shocked. She loudly begged for another chance. The butler said he would consult with the master. Rohan noticed the butler's strange expression and decided to leave with Izumi, but Izumi insisted on staying. The next moment, Rohan's little bird suddenly started bleeding and eventually transformed into a terrifying centipede. At the same time, Izumi received a call from the hospital, informing her that her mother and boyfriend had died in a car accident. However, just then, the butler reappeared and said the master had agreed to Izumi's request. Rohan, furious, quickly activated his ability to read the butler's memories. It turned out that this villa didn't just test anyone randomly. If you failed the test, there would be consequences. Because Izumi had made 3 mistakes, she would lose 3 things that mattered to her. At that moment, words suddenly appeared on the butler's face. It is very impolite to freely view someone else's memories. In the next second, Izumi collapsed to the ground. Rohan realized that his impolite action had angered the mountain god, so he immediately begged for Izumi to be forgiven. Just then, the butler brought forward a corn and told Rohan that if he ate it correctly, Izumi would be spared. Seeing Izumi lying motionless, Rohan reluctantly picked up a knife and fork. Just then, the butler's expression turned sinister, and the trees around them began to look ominous. But in the next second, Rohan boldly grabbed the corn with his bare hands. The butler was stunned. He couldn't believe Rohan knew the correct way to eat corn. However, Rohan then pointed out that the butler had violated etiquette by stepping on the crossline of the tatami mat. It turned out that when Rohan activated his ability earlier, he secretly altered the butler's memory, making him forget about the crossline etiquette. At that moment, Izumi woke up, and the butler, seeing this, became extremely angry. He then issued another test invitation to Rohan. However, Rohan declined and successfully left the villa.